Hey again guys, had the Super for another month now and I've gotten a lot of questions, a lot of emails, a lot of just overall, hey, how does this work, how does that work? So I came up with a list of the most common questions I've gotten and thought I'd share it. Maybe it helps, maybe it doesn't, but if you need a question answered, this might be the video for you. So first off, there's 3 different speeds. You got the pedal assist or full throttle. Either way gives you about the exact same speed. For my weight and around here, level 1, about 14 miles an hour. Level 2, about 17 miles an hour. And level 3, full power, 23 miles an hour, give or take. If you're on a flat ground, if you're on a hill, you're gonna have differences on there. Couple things to bring up about the different modes. You can change your mode while you're riding the bike. So if you're in level 2 and you wanna bump up to level 3, just go ahead and hit the mode button, that big M button on there, and you'll bump up to level 3. You push it again, you're at 0 assist, you're just pedaling. But remember, when you're on 0 assist, you can still hit the throttle for additional power. The range question, I did a range video. I only got about 27 miles out of it, out of the 40. But I can say after owning it for a while that the terrain makes a huge difference. Just riding this on full throttle on pavement versus full throttle on grass, you'll notice how much more the vehicle has to work, how much more the battery is being used, changing the terrain. So the 40 miles I think is very doable. I haven't done it myself, but I haven't found a reason to go 40 miles between charges for any reason. I mean, there's a ton of places you can go to well within that, have all the fun you want, still have plenty of range left in this. So if you're worried about the 40-mile range being enough, I can't see, except for hardcore commuters, that you're gonna be anywhere close to needing more power or more range than this one offers for you. There is also a walk mode on here that was brought up once before. And so if you're just bringing your bike up into your garage or walking it down the street, you can actually hold down the mode button, that M button again. And that'll, while you're holding it, after about 2 seconds, it kicks in. And it just has the motor working just enough to walk the bike at regular walking speed, so you're not pushing it. So if you have a little bit of a hill, it just makes it that much easier because the bike's got some weight to it. It's about 65, 70 pounds. And that sounds really heavy, but it's a big bike, a lot of battery on there, motor in the back, and even myself, I can easily pick this up by myself and put it in the back of our vehicle if we want to drive it across town or to a friend's house. So not too worried about the weight, but when you're pushing it around, if you're trying to control the speed, no one do all the effort, the mode button turns into a walk mode. Pretty nice. Durability, how's it holding up? So I've had this bike on pretty much every terrain. You've seen a lot of my videos, I think, and thanks, by the way, we're well over 10,000 views for the Super 73 video, so obviously we're answering some questions, and if you have more, we can do more of these videos, but let me know. But as far as durability, I've driven this thing at the skate park. I've driven it on a bike jump course. I've taken it on gravel. I've taken it on pavement. I've taken it on grass. I've cruised around with my son on the back of it. My daughter's ridden it. I mean, this thing has been on every conceivable terrain I can imagine putting it through. And I went through everything on this bike as they recommend in the manual. Have not had to tighten one bolt. I haven't had to adjust anything since I built this thing and had the shop look it over. The brakes are holding great. The frame, no squeaks, no rattles. It's holding up fantastic. Quality control, fantastic. The steel frame, I love that. If you're not familiar with steel versus aluminum, steel actually eats up a ton of vibration that aluminum puts right into the rider. So being this is a rigid bike, no suspension in the front, no suspension in the back, any vibration that the body itself can help out with is a huge benefit. So I'm a huge fan of the steel. I'm glad it's not aluminum. A couple pounds of weight difference isn't going to make a difference on this size of bike. So big plus that the steel was the choice they went with. It's stronger and it's more comfortable in my opinion. Next question, people bring up the brakes, the disc brakes. I've heard a lot of people complain that it's not a hydraulic disc, that it's a mechanical disc. Well, I've owned mechanical disc brakes and I've owned hydraulic disc brakes. Benefit of the mechanical ones, they are super easy to adjust. Anyone can do it. You can do it at home with a wrench and a screwdriver. Very simple, nothing to worry about. Hydraulic brakes, you have to bring it to a shop. You're gonna spend $50, $60, $100, depending on what you're having done, just to have your brakes adjusted that you can do on your own with the mechanical brake. So The complaints, I know they're out there, I'm just not sure what the benefit hydraulics would do. These are not difficult brakes to pull. You're not working real hard on this. These stop without any problem. At full speed, you can get to a stop on a hill with a passenger. Again, I'm 200 pounds. No issues with the brakes on this. So if that's a concern for you, I would just move on. Cleaning the frame. People have asked me a lot about cleaning it because of the electronics on there. Well, first of all, yeah, the battery obviously wouldn't be on there when I was cleaning it, but the back tire, the motor's gonna be on there. So are you gonna spray it with a hose? No, you're not. But really, all I've been using is those Lysol disinfectant wipes. Just give it a good wipe down about once a week. The bike looks brand new. Let's see here. Tires. These are 20-inch by 4-inch fat tires. You can find these online if you want to get replacements. Fat tires can usually be pretty expensive. On my regular fat bike, the 26-inch by 4-inch ones, they're $125 to $150. These I found different versions of tires for as cheap as $25 all the way up to $100. So you can find different ones. You can find street tires, you can find knobby tires. There's different options out there for you if you want to make a change or get a puncture. More importantly, what you're going to deal with more often is going to be the tubes, because if you get a flat, you need a new tube. Tubes are really easy. 20-inch by 4-inch tube. They've been about $10 to $12 on the ones I've seen online. I would recommend as soon as you get your bike, or when you order it, just order yourself an extra tube or two so you have them in hand so you're not waiting for one later. You could do tubeless on here. It's an option I've done on my fat bike. My fat bike is not set up for a tubeless tire, but you can do what's called a split tube transformation. Works really well. There's tons of videos online about that, lots of forums on that. I'm not going to go into it here. I personally don't think there's a need for it on the Super, but if you really wanted to go tubeless, you can do that without having to change the rims. You just do a couple steps and there's a way to get around that, and it works really good. I've done it for years on my other bikes. Tire pressure on a fat tire. Huge changes with just small increments of difference in PSI. I had these all the way up to 30 PSI for the first month and a half, just to see how much range and make sure I was completely covered on getting the farthest I could go. But now I've had it for a while, I'm realizing I'm not going 30, 40 miles a day. I'm going for 5-mile rides. I'm going for little runs to the park. I'm going just for a getaway. And I'm not worried about the long distance range. I'm more worried about the comfort. And dropping this 5 or 6 pounds of PSI can make a huge difference. Again, I'm used to having a fat bike, and I change that 2 or 3 pounds depending on which trail I'm using. It makes a huge difference. So play around with it. You don't want to go too low, but there's definitely a ton of room in the middle area to make adjustments that you'll notice, and you'll find the sweet spot that you like. Next question. I keep bringing up my fat bike. I want to tell the people that are bike riders that have this concern. I was kind of concerned about it. Buying an electric bike does not mean that you're not going to ride your other bikes again. This is a completely different animal. This is a completely different ride. You go on this for different reasons than your other bikes. I've ridden my regular bikes more since I've had this than I did before, just because this gets you out enjoying being outside and being on a bike. And it doesn't replace going on a mountain bike ride. It doesn't replace that thrill of a super light road bike and just flying down there under your own power. It's a different kind of ride. It's a different kind of fun on the Super. Is it better or worse? It's just different, I think. I wouldn't say I would ever give up my other bikes for this, and I don't think I'd give up this for my other bikes. I just would continue to ride all of them, and I think bike people will understand that. It's always fun to have one new bike. Bike riders, don't worry about the e-bike taking away your love of the regular bike. You're still going to want to get the exercise and want to get the adrenaline from all the different biking that you do. This is just going to be one more toy to add to that list of things that you want to do on the weekends and the evenings. Plus, when you're really tired after a bike ride, it's nice to jump on this one, hit the throttle, and just cool off for a while. So, the new longer seat is available on the website. There are fenders available on the website. I saw those when I went and visited their shop too. They're nice, heavy duty. They're going to last a long time. So if you're into fenders, those are available. Bottle holders, a regular bike bottle holder is already set up to be mounted on here, so you don't need anything special for that. So go ahead, accessorize. I mean, I know people put different headlights on there. I know people have changed the brakes on there. It's still a bike that you can just play with and make your own, so no concerns there. My wish list. If I was to have my way on what I would change, couple things. I really liked riding that new one they had at the shop that had the front suspension. I would definitely say if that becomes an upgrade that I can purchase, I will purchase that. I also like the higher handlebars that the original Super 73 had. I think it looks cool. I got to ride it. It has a neat feel to it. It's just, I enjoyed it a lot. So I would probably go with, if they had more handlebar options, I would think that would be nice. The other thing I'm noticing is that this is a great commuter vehicle. So what they could add as an option, I think would be nice, would be blinkers, because you're cruising around in traffic, even if you're in a bike lane, you want to be seen and you want to let people know that you're changing lanes. An integrated set of blinkers into that taillight they put on here would be really helpful. But other than that, the simplicity of it is exactly what I wanted. The speed that it has is exactly what I was hoping for. The size is right. The longer seat made it even that much more what I was hoping for. The bike just is a lot of fun. And hopefully you guys are out there ordering them and riding them. I'm seeing them on Instagram a lot more. I think Europe started getting them all of a sudden, so there's a lot more people riding them. And it's just fun to see all the smiling faces and stuff. If you guys have more questions on what I didn't cover again in this video or the last one when I did questions and answers, again, send me some messages, leave them in the comments. I'll keep on making these videos. I'm going to keep on riding this and finding new ways to enjoy it. And hopefully you guys enjoy sharing those times with me as I do with you. And that's about it. You guys have a great day. Bye.